cool. Looks like we're starting. I'm gonna say hit likes. Mute myself. Okay. Hey, what's going on, gang? What's up, man? This is your brother Darren with Ratel SEO. And today we're going to go over Google Search Console with actually going to kind of review it with a friend of mine, Brother Lennon. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. How's it going, Brother Darren? My name is Lennon Honor. I guess you can say a internet-based personality. Written a couple of books, produced a DVD documentary. I've done radio shows online. I have a YouTube page where I do videos there, amongst other things. And I'm a father of 5 babies. And me and my wife, we have a wonderful relationship. And Brother Darren has helped both my wife and I to get our websites back on track. So thank you so much, Brother Darren.
No, it's no problem, man. It's no problem at all. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity, man, to get blessed. So I always think, God has blessed me with a skill set. So I'm able to share it with people. And, I'm supposed to share it whenever possible.
Well, we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you.
All good. All right. So we're going to take a look at one of my sites. It's My Roof Guys. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Now, this site, you guys may know, I know you guys have seen me do stuff with this site before. It's a site that always gives me a lot of issues. One of the reasons why is it's in a highly competitive industry. And frankly, I don't pay enough attention to it. So, I need to get back to paying a little more attention to this guy and really kind of showing, figuring out what's going on with this site to make it rank for more keywords. So we sold a couple of clicks the other day. So it shows me, we've had a lot of storming, a lot of rain and storms going on in the area. So now it's probably a good time for a roofing site to really take off. So, this is My Roof Guys. And so we got a blog set up, all roofing, siding, gutters, plumbing, painting, and certain just various services. So it's a handyman site as well. So pretty much a lot of things can be done via this site. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to run over to Search Console. And this is let's go to the overview page. So the overview shows us how many clicks we've actually had on the site in the past 3 months. And as you can see, there's not been a lot of clicks at all. 18 is not any. I mean, it's nothing. There's absolutely no traffic. And those clicks have probably been bots. We know that at least one of the clicks, have, at least 2 of them have been sales. So those are pretty good odds. I mean, not pretty good odds. That's pretty good rate of return. So anyway, so when you go into Search Console, the first place you want to go after you go to Performance. After you go to the overview, you want to head over to Performance. Now, Performance is where you're able to diagnose kind of what's going on with your pages of your site. You generally want to have 1 keyword per page. So if I want to have a page, or if I'm going to have a page called leaky, roof repair, then I need to have a single page just for leaky roof repair. Then I'd have another page for emergency roof repair, emergency leaky roof repair. So those will be separate pages. And that's pretty much how you structure a site. So do you have any questions so far, bro?
Yeah, real quick. How is that accessed? Because it looks like this is external of the website. This is actually via Google, or is it through the website itself?
Yeah, it actually is via Google. Via Google. So you're going to, and great question. If you want to find it, you want to go to Google Search Console. As you see, it comes right up. And then you just click right here on Google Search Console. And this is really a tool that Google gives you to tell you exactly what's going on with your website. I love it. I love it. A lot of people use Google Analytics, but before I use Google Analytics, I say, what did Google Search Console tell you? And people say, oh, I don't know, I don't know about my clicks. Like, well, before we look at clicks, let's look and see what you look like first.
Yeah.
Clicks are when we get to the site. Let's look at what, what site to even get people there. So we go back to performance, and these are, I actually have a special plugin, and it's something you may be interested in putting on your browser. It's called Keywords Anywhere. Keywords Anywhere allows you to pretty much drive your keyword value, so you can see what if you want to do a. Remember, I'd mentioned that you want to have one keyword per page.
Hmm.
Well, every keyword has a specified value that's associated with it. And so, if I were wanting to really, really try to drive the overall value of a website, I'm going to try to rank in the top, top 10 for whatever keyword with the highest cost per click. That makes sense.
Hmm.
Okay. So, as I kind of scroll through, I like to, initially we want to just sort everything. So we're going to sort everything by impressions. So impressions are the number of times that someone has actually seen the site. Um, and this is kind of what the site has been seen for the most. So this gives us the volume in the area, the overall CPC of $12.71. So if someone were to advertise on Google for this, they would pay $12.71 for every click. The comp is a level competition, and it goes from 0 up to 1, with 1 being the most difficult, and 0 obviously being the easiest. Clicks, we haven't had any clicks, and impressions, again, is the number of times that the page has been seen. So these are the queries or the actual searches or keywords that are showing up that Google's showing up for Google. So let's go to house painters near me, obviously, because that's the one that's got us the most clicks or the most impressions. So that's a chance for us to really to find some good value really fairly quickly. And I see another one we'll go after. We'll go after in just a second. But house painters near me. So as I mentioned, oh, look at this, man. So we must have done something right recently, or something's happened around this area because we see a spike, and I can probably explain why that's happened. But over the past what 3 months, this has kind of sputtered along. I believe I have some records that show we did some work right here to the site and or to the actual page, and that's where we start to see a kind of a bump again. But as I mentioned before, we want to have one query per page. So when we have the queries up, we can see the house painters near me. So ideally, if I've done what I was supposed to do, we should see a page that says house painters near me. That should be the only page that shows up. Maybe the home page of My Roof Guys. Let's see. Okay. So apparently I have, man. So 5 questions to ask house painters near me. And then professional painters Indianapolis. Now I know this was a page that I created initially, and I said, well, let me see what we can do to rank for house painters near me. So if somebody wants to, if you want to find a house painters near me, boom, you type in house painters near me, that page shows up. So if you ever want to worry about or kind of wonder about how to rank your website for something near you, you create a page near me. So we've done a great job there. So I'm actually going to click on this page, and I want to see. Yeah, looks like this page is starting to run, which is a good thing. So the countries, we're going to see what queries this company is actually showing up for, and we can block this page. This often will give us a false result, a kind of false positives, based on who's searching for the page. And looks like that's what we've had. We've had some false positives. So the country that we want to have the most searches for would be United States. So we're going to block out. We're going to take some time and we're going to put a block on these other countries, like Vietnam. The only country that we should be receiving searches from should be U.S. So
So I had another question. So that doesn't mean that you're going to be blocking people from searching or finding that particular page from other countries. You're just saying you're blocking that data from coming in to the Google Search Console, so that you can basically get specific information about people in the United States.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. Thank you for asking that question.
Mm-hmm.
So when I click on the United States, I can actually see what kind of traffic is coming from the United States. Now that shows kind of a big difference. Some things that happen. So if we can compare traffic, and I'll show you how to compare in just a second. If we were to compare traffic from, let's say, Vietnam or India, we can see how that has skewed our results one way or another. So if I want to, and then of course the next is devices. Primarily, people search from, depending on the industry and depending on the keyword. If it's a break fix keyword, they may search from their mobile device. If you need a plumber, first thing you do is you're gonna look on your phone and you're gonna hit plumber near me, or house painter near me, or let's say if you're doing research, you would be doing research for house painter near me. So we would want to have this keyword for the devices primarily searched through the PC. So I'm going to click on devices and we're going to see desktop, which is exactly what we want to see. So the research has been done well there. And then of course, search appearance. This is going to show just what we look like in search. And there's no real data here. So, and I wouldn't expect to be a lot of data. And that's because our average position is in the 87th place. So about the halfway through the 8th page. And you can see that we still get impressions. Now you may wonder, why do we still get impressions if we're on the 8th page? Well, because Google tests your website. Sometimes Google will decide, hey, we're going to see if this page gets a good result, and we're going to put it on the first page. And to see how many times someone clicks on it. If nobody clicks on it, they're going to bump it back down to page 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or off altogether. Now,
so if I can ask, just to
sure.
You had said that that particular page, based upon where it says average position 87.1, that it would appear on the 8th page.
Yes.
Why? Can you explain that?
Sure, because on every search page, on every results, there's only 10 results.
Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm.
So, this is at 8.7 on the page on average. So let's go through with the blue, this blue, green, and all this other stuff. What does this mean? Again, 0. Let me take away these. Now you can never have nothing here. You always have to have something highlighted. That's just the way Google set things up. And you think about it, it makes it easier. That way you always have a default number or something, a default viewpoint to look at things. So I'm going to take away all these, and you can see we've had 0 clicks on this page. So in the past 3 months, for the query house painters near me, on the page, painting a house, 5 house painter near me in the United States, we've had 0 clicks. It's been seen 421 times. So if I click on impressions, you can see 421 times, and we talked about that. A 0% click-through rate, meaning the times that it was actually seen on the index, no one clicked on it. And we know that from 0 clicks. Now, if someone, let's say, for example, we had 10 click rates, 10 clicks, then it would give us per impression. They would actually give us a percentage based on that. Then, of course, average position. Now, remember what I mentioned that sometimes Google will test the site, test a page to make sure that the page ranks where it needs to rank, or it's a good quality page. It'll give you different results. So sometimes it'll show up, other times it won't show up. So you'll be able to see this showed up right here today for position 96. and then nothing. It dropped off, and nothing. So when we see the things drop off versus showing back up on the search engine result page, that's because this page is more quality than the other pages that are in that same category. So if I type in, because I'm in Indianapolis, it's automatically, the query is going to be based on where I'm at. So I type in house painters near me. You see how that came up, one of the first ones that came up, house painters near me. And this is the plugin I was talking about, just kind of on the other side. You can see, so let's say for your industry, let's say you want to do African-American authors. And we can see how much that, if you wanted to pay per click, how much that is worth. So the goal is for whatever you put out on content on your page, you want that to put you on the first page so you don't have to pay this amount. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what Google says is saying, and I like to talk about Google as a person because it's Skynet, and Skynet actually went online. So I like to call it a person. It says that these pages are more quality than my page. So when I look to see this first page, there are certain things that I see about this first page that are consistent. Some things that I could change on my page. And I'm going to pull out a notepad to make some notes. So when I look on this first page, there's certain things I see. I see the words top, best, again, top, best, top, best, top, best, top, best. And then we start to see this stuff down here. Painting, painting, painting contractors, painting contractor, and so on. So what this tells me is this first page, my page needs to have something around top or best. It needs to have something that says painting. It needs to have contractor, contractors. And I told you I'm the fastest hunter and pecker in America, man. Contractors. And of course, it needs to have a city in here, Indianapolis. All right. So that's now I know these are some quality issues that this page must have. So let's go to the actual page. And if you ever want to go back to the page, you saw where I just clicked on pages and it took us right to this page down here. If I go over here and click, that'll take me directly to the page. So then I can look to see, all right, this is the old page. And of course it has an image, and everyone should have an image. You should always need to have some sort of image on your site or on your web page. And the image on your page needs to be highly relevant to whatever keyword it is. That's something that we found. So this is a guy painting, so that's fairly relevant to the house painters near me. We don't have anything that says anything about top. We have painter, nothing in the title about painters, painters, contractors, painters, Indianapolis, none of that. Talk about insurance, things like that. So instantly I see the quality issues of where we can make a quick impact to this page. And I was able to diagnose that through Search Console. Now, the URL inspection, that's if we want to go through and see if the search, if there are any issues that are actually going on with the page. So let's say, for example, you come up with a really cool page and you know that it's a good page. And you say, man, there's some reason that Darren, my page isn't showing up. Or Darren says, how come this page isn't showing up on the search engine result page? Well, then I'll go ahead and I'll highlight this page. I'll paste it in this area, and then Google is going to give us kind of a quick triage to see if there's anything that's wrong with the page. So we see that it's on the search engine. We see that it's submitted in its index, meaning that it's on the search engine result page. We don't see any issues. We see it submitted with the sitemap. We see that it got crawled on May 13th via smartphone. So to see it's actually testing this, it tested this page against mobile to see how well it resulted, what was the result at mobile. We see that the page was mobile friendly. Again, crawl successfully. Now, if we want to see what the page actually looks like on the search train or to the phone, all we need to do is click here. Then we go to screenshot. Let's see. Now, ideally, in the old Search Console, it used to, they recently switched over Search Console from the old one to the new one. I actually like the new one a lot better. It's a lot more user-friendly. But what it's doing is actually going to show us, it's going to show us what it should look like, or the page looks like on your phone. Now, that'll tell us some usability issues. Okay. So this page, look at it. The one, it said, of course, it told us at first that the page was mobile friendly. But when I click on, we actually did a search, it says the page is not mobile friendly. And clickable elements too close together, things like that. So what we need to do is get with a developer, make the screen more mobile friendly, which is fairly easy to do. We see the page was loaded. Okay, this is fine. Page resources could be loaded. We did that because we wanted a fast page, so the page is fast. And if you hang on a second, I need to run some. Need to run some really quick.
Okay.
Okay. Just 1 second. Thanks for waiting, bro. I appreciate it. Thanks for waiting, fellas. Guys, if y'all in the building, thanks for waiting. Wife has had me running all day. Man. All right. So left off said this page is not mobile friendly. So that's something that needs to go on with the theme. We probably need to update the theme, give it to the developer. It's fairly easy to fix. Okay, coverage. Now this shows us how much of the site. Now we were looking at the page. Now we're looking at the entire site. It shows us what pages are included and what pages are marked no index, or we actually want to keep out of the index. The reason why we would want to keep pages outside the index is so we won't have any duplicate pages. Certain pages that we want to keep outside, or like images, categories, things like that. So when we go here, we look at pages with redirects, crawl not indexed, excluded by no index tag, not found. This is something we need to fix. Duplicate page, which is 1. Discover not indexed. Duplicate not selected as canonical. Okay. So did you have any questions kind of about what any of this stuff means?
Yeah, well, the one thing you said, a page was not found. Why
Mhm.
would that be the case? Does that mean that there's a link, and when you click on that link, there is not a page connected to the link?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. So it looks like we got about 25 of these pages. Now that I actually know why this happened is we've had pages that got deleted out of here, but weren't redirected.
Mm.
So like Indiana Kitchen Remodeling Company, I remember creating that page and moving it around, and I did not do a appropriate 301 redirect. So we actually put in we changed the URL structure here. So it was vinyl siding installation Indianapolis. I believe we changed it to siding / vinyl siding installation Indianapolis. So whenever you put another /, you're creating another page. Greenwood, Indiana roofing contractors. That's odd because that page should definitely be a created page. So let's see. No results found. So I'm going to put that in my notes because that is a place that gives us a lot of traffic, or it gets a lot of traffic. Okay, what Bill? What would a few difference make? These are all pages. These are all pretty much junk pages that I'll mark as deleted. Now, how will we mark these as deleted to get them to fall out of the index? If you have the Yoast SEO plugin, and I know you may have downloaded that plugin. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with the Yoast SEO plugin, it'll give you the option when you delete a page to mark that page as a 410. 410 means deleted, and that will actually take the page off the index. So you won't have any duplicate pages hanging out there. Okay, so let's go back to coverage. We'll see what pages are valid. So we actually have 73 valid pages that are in the index. Index not submitted in a sitemap, which is fine because these are 28 brand new pages that were created. Sitemaps. So whenever you create a page, you want to actually or create a site, the first thing you want to do is submit the sitemap to the Google Search Console. Now let me show you. I'm gonna get logged in. I'm gonna take away from the screen for a second so he won't see my login information. Let's see. Can you see my screen?
No, I just see you.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Should see it now.
Yeah.
So, all right. So these are some plugins I have on here. I have Smush, stuff like that, where it compresses my images, make things a lot faster. Theme editor, where we can edit theme, stuff like that. Makes just make things easy. How many times this is prevented from attack? So it's a fairly secure site, which is good. So, but the sitemap, where do we get the sitemap from? Well, if you have Yoast SEO plugin, all you go to is to General, Features, and scroll down, and it's going to give you the XML sitemaps. You hit the little question mark, and then you'll say See the sitemap. Now it'll give us the sitemap, and all we need to do is just highlight right there, copy it, and then put that little piece of code right there and then submit. And this is tracking anything any changes that may have happened in the site, things like that. So, and then you see it was last read on the 17th. Again, I just submitted right now. So, mobile usability, we talked about that. What it looks like, how many pages are actual mobile, friendly mobile. It was told us we were told initially that we had all these pages that were mobile friendly, but when we actually looked at some of the pages, or looked at one of the pages, it told us that it was not mobile friendly and told us that there were issues. Logos, this is about brand. Something that Google is actually really rewarding different searches on as brand. So how strong your overall brand is online, things that let's say you set yourself up with Google My Business, which everyone, if you have a website, set up Google My Business. It's a free thing for you, something free that Google gives you. It helps you get found online. Anytime, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, things like that have your logo, you want that information out and you want it spread. Do you have a question, bro?
No. I was just taking some notes.
Okay. All right. Site link search box. This is something brand new. So this is, again, it shows what Google found when it looks for your property, kind of the rich results. So let's see. All right. That is correct. I do recall that happened. So funny, between April 3rd and April 25th, Google lost information. Right? That's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every search that happened, apparently to Google, every search that happened between the 3rd and the 29th, which is I don't know why this here, it was the 3rd and 29th, it's missing. That information is completely missing. Now, I know you don't like conspiracy theory, but you have to kind of wonder, when Google says they lose all that information, where did it go? Parsable structured data. This is schema. This is something that we need to put on the site. Again, this is an enhancement. A schema markup is something that we tell Google that the page is all about. So validation not started, and that makes sense because it's something that I haven't done on this page. This is something that's really brand new. Links to the page. Oh, this is what's important right here. Security and manual actions. So if your site gets hacked or if there's some sort of a virus in your site, all you need to do is check over here and it'll give you a manual action. It'll show you that if Google has penalized your site, there'd be an issue. It would give you an issue right here. Or a security issue, it would say something right here. And let me show you, actually have a page as to what that looks like when Google gives you a manual action, a site that's been hacked. We had it was another roofing site, which is kind of oddly enough. Roofing is a very competitive industry. Because you know how much it costs to get a roof on a house.
Mm-hmm.
So, give me just 1 second. Let's see. Bear with me, Rob. And this one just came up on me, so I was like, well, let me show that to him, man. He probably want to know what that looks like. Let's see. and I have a lot of legal clients, so I spend a lot of time writing legal content. So this is actually was a roofing site that came up. When we typed in uh, the 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 URL, this is what came up. So the site essentially had been hacked by a torrent site, and that's what came up. And let me show you what happened, or what was the alert that we got from Google. We got an email, and this is what the email said. This was a manual action. So you see where it says it found that the site had violated the webmaster guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows that Google it's a way kind of way that Skynet polices itself to make sure there's no bad information out there. Now we had to actually totally wipe the site clean and then resubmit the URL for reconsideration to say, hey, can you put this URL back on Google? Because when they put a slap a manual action on it, that URL is flagged, so it can't be used again for a while until it's been wiped clean and shown that you've taken the steps to keep spam off the internet, to make it a better internet altogether. So go here to links, and links are kind of what drives the internet. Links are are basically signals from other websites back to our website that says this website is valuable for this bit of information. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So these are all external links. So pages that will all be linked to different links from other websites, linked to this individual page. The top link page is our home page, which is always going to happen. I mean, generally that's going to happen. Their home page is going to be the one that people link to the most, and it actually lists everyone that links to this site. You recommended e-business pages. So something that needs to happen, it tells me, is that we don't have enough links back to this page, to the home page. We should have more. As I know, if we look at a competition, which is really, it's a really competitive industry, they're going to have more than 27 different sites linked to this page. Let's go back to links, and we're going to internal links. The internal links are when we have hyperlinks from one page to another that shows this page is valuable for this bit of information. So I'm going to go to the 5 questions to ask page, the one page we've been looking at. House painters near me. First thing we did is we linked right back to ourselves. Why do we do that? Is because we want to show that this is a valuable page for this bit of information. Certificate of insurance, that's not us. Professional painting contractor. So we want professional painting contractor. If someone types in professional painting contractor, we want it to show up to whatever page we link to. Now let's see. And we have it linked to professional painting contractors. Now I know this is boring as watching paint dry, but we're almost done. So I went back to the 5 questions to ask. Again, roof replacement. These are just internal links, and Google can track all that information. And these are all quality issues. This is all shows kind of again, I'm just going back. I can see quality issues with this site that need to be cleaned up. That need some loving. And then that's pretty much it, man. That's Google Search Console in a nutshell. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, well, I just have one other question.
Yeah.
So someone who's reviewing the Google console, What would be the best way, or what type of information can they use in order to generate more traffic and more sales to their website?
Okay. All right. So let me go back and reshare the screen. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So where we would go is we would go to performance, and then we would sort by impressions. And if ideally you'd have this plugin on here, this extension, and it would tell you, you would know kind of the difficulty of the page versus impression, and you could actually look to see when things are bouncing up and down like this.
Mm-hmm.
That means there's a quality issue. So Google is constantly testing this page for different pieces of information. Is this page worth this? No. Is it worth that? Maybe. Is it worth this? No. So it's constantly testing. It's A/B testing to see, have we made any changes to the page to make the page better? And that's what we really can use to help drive results.
Okay, so
Does that make sense?
yeah, so going back to what you were kind of showing earlier, that it has a lot to do with keywords that are being used and how those keywords are ranked.
Yes.
Okay.
And how many times? And that's kind of a discussion about how we need to structure an on-page or on-site SEO.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little different from Search Console. We can go over that really quickly. Let's go back to our house painting example. Oops. House painters near me. So we shot up, man. I tell you, man, that's crazy. We got popular in India real quick. So whenever, as far as a quality issue, the title needs to have the keyword in it. So our title was House Painters Near Me, which was an H1 tag. We need to have an H2 tag or an H3 tag with a variation of the keyword in there. So a variation would be of House Painters Near Me would be House Painters Near, House Painters Nearby, Painters Near Me, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Variation, we want to have House Painter. We don't have any variation right here. So the workers on my painting project, that should probably be in there. That would increase the quality of this page. What kind of painting materials do you use? We want to take out ambiguity. We have to think about Skynet. Skynet's a child, and we're teaching it. And the only way to teach it is to be very specific by what we're telling the page, what we're telling it, by the piece of information that we're giving. Does that make much sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's pretty much it, bro. I really appreciate you taking the time for having me kind of demonstrate this stuff to you and asking questions.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks for everything that you've done to help my wife and I, and you know your stuff, so we really appreciate it.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, bro. Thank you.